There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the parents of them. The welcome and life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clear Paris, who make on you, I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And you say no money, and more I know. And you love me, more I know.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best in Africa. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you, our channel listeners, our supporters, our well-wishers, and those of you who always follow this broadcast or always following those of you who always following us on everything we do here, from Nima, from Bapolu, from Bon County, from Maryland County. And you are best. That's why we come here. Even we take all of our time in making sure that at least we have to be here with you. Even though today is the day been set aside to observe the first president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Jenkins Roberts, and yes, indeed. So this day it's March 15, which of course was on Sunday, but then I've been pushed to the Monday to be observed on Monday. So people, we gotta work, we gotta be here with you and give you all of the happening, all of the information, the news, the happening, the truth. We come here with all of the facts. We don't care about how you want to personalize some of these things, how you want to see this thing, like you want to take it personal, you want to see it like it's all about your political party. It's all about the person that you support. It's all about which side you take. No, for us here, we don't have side. Our side is Mama Liberia. So that's why we come here. We explain all of the happening. We tell you some of the things happening. Because at the end of the day, guess what? All of the people who are claiming that in fact that they love Liberia so dead, that they want to take Liberia, they want to build Liberia, they want to do that, they are all lying. They're faking. And you come to steal, the one when the Bible says the thief coming not to, not to say good thing or to do good thing, but the thief come to steal. Some of you get angry, you want to know how the Bible will just say that, or if I had the word of God, we just say, yes, that's true. The thief, these rogues, these terrible group of people on this earth, they come when they bust through your door, all their email is how to steal from you, how to destroy you, you know, and they walk away. And you see them celebrating eating chickens, you know. Some of some of you haven't seen some of these things. There you see Roe, when the Roe survived from stealing from you, and they go home with the catch or with the thing that they are maybe they are stole or stolen from you. Guess what? When they enjoy, they enjoy that, you know, there are all kinds of things to say about you. How you like this? How you like that? How do you like the way they did to my brother and friend Samuel D. Kekula? You know, yeah. Help us share the show, people. First of all, help us share the show. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Mong will be here, Mong and that. Yeah, Mong went for break, but the entire security situation. So all of the team will be here with us and be able to have their own say, because it's all about security matter. So anyway you put it, it's all about security situation. So yeah, so we'll say it, they will see it. Even though we apologize, we name it. In fact, is that naming down? Yeah, we name it down. We say sorry. But again, yeah, man, they could just help us share the show. We will kneel down because we have to kneel down, you know. Yeah, you know, I was saying they're going time. Yeah, what's up? We have long time, oh my sister. Tekonti, Daminda Ja, long time. Like I told my brother Steve, I said sometimes there are some men at night, they have to kneel down to their women for their own thing that they have. Their own thing, the thing they pay for. The thing that they pay money for. You know, but they have to kneel down to get it. So we will kneel down. You know, Liberia, one thing I like about us is for peace sake. Even when people stop from us, you know what we can do here in the country, for peace sake. So we will kneel down, and I join the rest of the team, including my deacon, to say to Dumuya. Yeah, but we'll talk about that first. But let's move back to the criminal behavior, those rules, how they behave. So when they steal that, let me tell some of you, they celebrate. They go indoors, they celebrate, they eat, they drink. Oh God. They eat, they drink your money. Now what they can do? They say, yeah, that person let me know the use of money. There's some of them that can smoke, they smoke. Some of them that can, like more can say, I know they koromo, some of them that can do the koromo whole day, whole night. They will do koromo. You will see the koromo coming. For your money, oh, the money. Oh yeah, the money you're working hard for. That you're thinking about the children, the life just in case when you are old, what's going to happen, you know, all this thing. Somebody feels thing that money, but just celebrating, enjoy eating. So that's why when you see some of the politicians, when it comes our way, when we tell you people, you get angry. Check your Facebook page, some of you today that friend with them. What are you seeing there? Today, I expecting our leadership to even be having emergency meeting behind while the president also going Guinea. And we say, yeah, we have civil leadership, but who are they putting in front of you? Who take it, sir? I stay with them. And then yeah, this should be interesting. This should be hot. We will stand until we stand. Guess who he's standing with? You don't even know who he's standing with, but he's standing with it. He's standing with that. By the way, I know I can not see. Let me see quickly. Okay, good. I think Monk is here. I'm not saying more. You have to help us share the show, people. The show will be more than interesting. I don't know who some of you standing with. If you're standing with the river, you let us know. If you're standing with the equipment that was seized, let us know. If you're standing with the flag of Liberia, you let us know. Or you're standing. But again, Monk, my brother, good evening, man. What's up? Mark? So, like maybe monthly basis, help us share the show, people. The show will be interesting this evening. And I know you want to know the truth. You want to know exactly what's happening. You want to know what's going on. You want to know how some of the tensions are. In fact, let me be frank before I even proceed with some of these things and sharing the show. To admit, for the past few days, Liberia is seriously under stress. Let me be frank, whether we like it or not. That's the fact. When it comes to the issue of the war between America, Israel, and that of Iran, that already been that way with the gasoline price already. Our people already, their lives gasoline price already up. People selling gasoline, some of them is selling 1,000, some of them is selling 950, some places 910. Outside of the nation capital, we're hearing about 1,003, 1,004, just like that. So to tell you that now it's time now for leadership. Let's see how these people that we are paying, we've been paying for ever so long. Let's see what they're going to do. Oh God, sometimes tests too can. It's good to take tests. Pay you, you take money. You take salary, you take everything. Pay 15,000, 20,000 every month. Let's see what they're going to do. You see, today. You ever hear them meeting, but that tomorrow, because they feel that tomorrow is a working time. Whatever monk is here, my brother, go give the monk. Let's say you have everything. Yeah, share the show, people. You help us share the show. The show will be interesting. Those of you who are sad that you're standing with them, you're standing with that, or you're standing with we standing with, let us know. We don't care. For us, we stand with anybody, we stand with you. Oh God. Yeah. So let me just one more with some of you. Yeah, one morning do setting up, but Ali also is here. Yeah, some maybe you don't know exactly what been happening. All this things started with money business. That's why I can tell. Before you go pat people, or before you go forward for people, sometimes you got to understand the root cause of some of the war that you pat, that you fight, or that you want to do. But at the end of the day, yeah, we always stand. Well, I don't know what we are standing. Now I say, well, go stand. Somebody come and present about me. You go stand. We got Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump now. You want to give it to Donald Trump? Yeah, very well. But anyway, but I didn't go even. What's up? I'll try checking on mom like monthly basis.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Yeah. Mom.
Yes,
Yeah.
loud and clear. Yes, loud.
All right. I'm good to go now.
Yes.
Share the show. Important information to cover. I wasn't supposed to be here today, but I said there's an emergency session. It's a national security issue, so I had to be on the show. Yeah, I was going to be taking a break, a long break. Got a lot of stuff going on here, but I decided to show up today because, like I said, it's an important discussion. It's a national security issue, so national security issue requires the input of everyone, whether you're into politics or not. There's nothing political. It's your own security and the nation's security that is at stake. So people that know exactly what's going on, when we open the lines, they got to call in. Some of the old hands need to call today that got idea about the historical nature of this land dispute. So we'll talk about that in detail. But maybe well, true. Set the platform.
Yeah, thank you. Brother Ali, what say you, my brother? What's up? Everything. Let me hear from you too.
Yeah, what's up, Monk? Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon to our people out there. Yeah, my man, I'm okay. How was the weekend? How's our country? We are glad to be here again to discuss our country, Mama Labira, on a major happiness. Yeah, we are here, my man. You birthday Deacon, you sitting here, you know, go follow your friend Deacon.
Thank you. So you have to help us share the show, people. Yeah, so Mark, indeed, thank you for also joining us. I think it's good, at least when it comes to so many issues, we got to come here and have our say and be able to inform our people about some of the happening, because misinformation, disinformation, and that information sometimes carry our people, because for the government, they always want to make things, look like, they always want to give hope, buy your time and everything. But at the end of the day, sometimes when you have information are not out there for our people to understand, sometimes too, there may be some misinformation, chaos, and so forth. But I think it's good that we come on this platform to really explain. But again, Ali, you are quite correct to us. So the weekend been great. Let me say thanks to the team for a job well done over the weekend on Friday, for Ali putting the team together for Samuel D. Kakuda, one of the strong supporter of the government, also and myself, and that was great. I have reached out to him, and I think he very appreciated the team. Those of you that also contributed, I want to say thanks to all of you for a job well done. It was very, very great weekend, better days, and even though the country a little bit stressed up, like I said, because reaching from the prices of petroleum, our people now, they don't even know the way forward, because the transportation of eating most of their high and their money, that is their earning. But again, after that, with the issue of Guinea and Liberia border continue to escalate, with a lot of information coming out. In fact, last evening, we saw troops, or in fact, from Guinea, that allegedly that was sent to the Liberia and other Guinea border to also protect. And also, the Mara River Union also call for dialogue, call for meetings, and between Guinea, Sierra Leone, and other Liberia, in which, of course, the president of Sierra Leone, the president of Liberia also, I think by this time they are into the meeting in Guinea, where we are getting reports that they are there for dialogue, and we don't know yet as to what's going to happen after the meetings, because, mind you, the current president of Guinea, also, in fact, is once upon a time a rebel leader, and before transitioning to surveillance leadership. So we don't know yet what's going to happen, but Liberians, they are mostly concerned about this. They want to know exactly as to what their leadership are doing, how things are working, and what's going to happen next, because they don't want to see themselves going back to what they experienced for the past 14 years. And I think it's good that we will sometimes tell our people about some of these things, about what they fear and everything, and not for them to be afraid, for them to understand what's going on and what's going to happen. So thank you, Barali. Thank you, Mark. So far, so good. Yes, the country is going, but I think they are a little stressed for the past few days. And yes, so far, so good.
Okay, babe, but thank you for the update. Ready to go into it.
Well, for me, I think I looking at three issues. It's the same thing surrounding it, because I think the Samuel Jackson story, we will let the police carry on their investigation and the medical expert, people who know about seizures and epilepsy, to do their thing. I think they say they are reconstructing the crime scene. He's a person of interest, and we got laws that govern that when it comes to he walking out of prison or being held for 48 hours. Those are all laws that are on the books. So we'll leave it to the professionals. But the national security issue, like I said, is the whole border, the narrative happening at the Liberian border. There are so many things. I've been looking at a lot of documents. You know, when it comes to Liberia in America, one of the universities that holds a deep record of Liberia, the Indiana State University, they got a whole library there about Liberia history, because we are one of the oldest countries. And I was reading last night from the office of the historian from the State Department of America. Even the Harvard University they got some document relating to that same land dispute that is in the late 1890s up to the early 1900s. It came from a convention to a treaty wherein both sides signed documents concerning. That's why I said there's a two-sided argument to this whole narrative. The land side and the river side. I posted something earlier. I said, whether you like it or not, the river belongs to Guinea. If you look at it in totality, if you go and do all your research and put all the pieces together, in spite of some of the clause in the agreement, because they call it the Franco-Liberian boundary dispute or convention that happened in 1907, and then they finally came up with a document in 1911 that Liberia at the time, who had a signatory to that document, had it called him Ernest Leon, who was plenipotentiary minister at the time in Liberia. So the history are there. You can go and do your research. Like I said, I referenced some of the era, Indiana State University, Harvard University, and the Office of the Historian from the State Department of the United States. They almost like the Library of Congress. They got a huge volume of document over there. So you can go and do your own research. We will just cover the most important part. You know what, Mabel? You know how I came up with that conclusion? When you read it, or when you read a document or the treaty, or concerning that particular land, Liberia ended up losing a huge portion of our land to not only Guinea but Africa. That's a fact. We read it from junior high school, territorial encroachment, expansion of Liberia, in all the history book. We read this one. But when you read a document, according to international standards, by today's standards, when there is a natural, when you have a river that serves as a border point or the natural border between two countries, the current law says the origin of that particular river, the country where the origin begin can claim ownership of that river. And when you go to the Makonan River, because Liberia went in Guinea as far as Masadu. Masadu is a whole different area. Like I think it was on Thursday or Friday, I said, we have somewhere in Sierra Leone, they call it Galinan's territory. That is also of Liberian boundary, but Sierra Leone own that land today. And then when you go to the Ivorian side of the border, the original boundary line used to be the San Pedro River, but now it's the Kavala River because we end up losing territory to Africa Coast. So when it comes to the Guinea side, the natural boundary used to be all the way, like I said, all the way going to Masadu, but now it's at the border with the Makona River. But when you read the documents and looking at today's standard or the new standard now for international boundaries, they will tell you that the origin of a river, the land where the origin starts, can claim legitimate ownership of that land. Because river is a funny thing. It's not like a land where you can draw demarcation line easily. It's water. So they got some German technique they use. They call it the TWAC, where THALWEG, where they can look at the lowest point of the river and then be able to get a boundary. But still, you cannot make a boundary in a river, because river usually they start small and they extend. They get wider over time. They eat into the land also. So when they went to the international treaty or the convention as it is, the original border for Liberia starts along the banks, which is the land side of the river, on the shores of the river, if you want to call it that way. So if the origin of the river starts from Guinea, which is the source of the river, then Guinea automatically legitimate ownership. But when they signed the document, there were a lot of conflicting provisions in that document when it comes to using the river according to locals. I mean, when you're talking about local communities, because we got people that live on both sides of the river. So when it comes to fishing, when it comes to transportation, when it comes to navigating the river, they got equal sharing power. But legitimately, Guinea owns the river because they were the one administering the river. Because when they say administrative right, I mean you are the head, you are the one supervising it. And at the time, the French government signed on behalf of Guinea. That's what they called it, the Franco-Liberian. They didn't say Guinea because at the time, Guinea was under the French control. And even Africa, so the French were expanding her footprint in West Africa. Oh my God, Mabel. I really wanted this stuff on the radio, but I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe some technical issue there.
Technical issue, yeah. We just hanging, Aliu.
Yeah. While we waiting on Mayborn, like you begin by saying on the Samuel Jackson investigation, yes, we want people to hold tight and take politics out of this.
Oh yeah.
Till we can see how the police are carrying on their investigation. Okay, because we are seeing medical records fly the internet. This woman medical record now being somebody that has seizure. So yes, so we had to wait and see. They will have to carry on an investigation to know which type of seizure she suffered from, because we know the different types of seizure and how it can knock people down and all of these things. Because I work with more than 20 some more people. I think only I think 3 of them they don't have any history of seizure, but the rest everybody have history of seizure, different types of seizure, and we know what can happen. You see, but again, there are 2 issues I have problem with. Number one, this best friend of Samuel Jackson that is now speaking today. Monk is my best friend over the years, more than 30 years, and my wife always complained to Monk about me being abusive as an abusive and domestic violence, always beating on her all the time. Mom will see her with bruises. So she will say, "Oh yes, your brother beat on me again." And all this while, one day Mom not even say call Steve or to call Mabel or Seku to say, "Oh yeah, my man, you know, they tell you guy like my friend, but this is the kind of person he is." And this for the record, so that Mabel can be aware, Seku or Steve can be aware that, oh yeah, this thing happening, and Monk is the one very close to me. Maybe they too they will be able to help in the process to talk. But Monk will just tell me, oh, the thing you doing one day, somebody child will die in your hand. And one day Monk was not even say able to call the police attention to this kind of thing, knowing that my wife she's on different national from different country. And be an abusive man, always beating on her. And like you already telling me, tomorrow, one day somebody child will die in your hand. And this lady always telling you, Mom, about me being abusive, domestic violent, and then you sat down all this while you kept quiet on it, just for such an incident to occur, and then you coming to speak out, you calling the police to give them information about what been happening in the past. And this is why I say, in my mind, that friend really need to be investigated. God forbid, what if they say the cause of death is the result of domestic violence and other things? So you, the friend, what would you say? Because all along the woman have been abused, and you are aware. Why you think she was telling you? Because you're very close to her husband. I think she was telling you for security. So that friend need to be investigated. And number two, again, this incident occurred. Mr. Jackson came out and said, oh yes, he met his wife in the pool of blood, this and that, tried calling ambulances. They were all down, but later still they were able to take the woman to the hospital. Until at the end of the day, an ambulance came, they took her to the hospital and she died. And the Liberian police sat there after this friend already gave your intel about Mr. Jackson being an abuser to this lady, and you people sat there the whole of Friday. They didn't step there. Mr. Jackson slept in the house and other people Saturday before you people talk about going there to go do samples, forensic and thing. Sunday again, you're going there to reconstruct. Oh, to me, this is why I say the police they never protected the crime scene. Because more you and I know, when such a thing happen in this country, immediately when police come in, they get everybody from that place. Nobody will be there till they see what they're supposed to do from there before people can come back there. But for the fact this thing happened, the man spend the whole day home, he and other people, he slept in the house and all of these things before you say you're going now to go do forensic, you're going to get samples and things. For me, the police, they acted very late. They acted late. They were to step in as soon as possible based on this information from their best friend. The moment the lady died, he already called you to give you all these details. Immediately, you were to step in and not to wait for that time. And when you talk about seizure, you're going to see or the bed, the position of the bed, if it is possible that she can fall from bed, this and that. Like I said, I deal with more than 20 some more people, and only 3 of them they are free. The rest of them, like one time I was to work while I was in the office, those people they are all as people are assigned to them, and the other one woke up going in her room, and he want no one. She was not even paying attention, sleeping. The moment he got to her door, boom! I was in the office. I only heard the sound. Before I could get there, I could only see blood all on the wall. You know, these people, how they are looking, mom, like whole hair open. I had to call 911 because seizure is the electrical misfiring of the brain. And this is why, mom, maybe you have seen people in this country when they walk in, they get something on their head, a bicycle seat. That's the result. It's because some of them, when they try to protect their head. But so far, or maybe one is back there, get back to the issue. But we want this to be transparent, let the police carry on their work, and people should take politics from this because everything in Liberia is about politics. Because of Mr. Jackson being critical on the government, and people in the government are going on social media, writing all kind of things, doing all kind of live and all kinds of stuff. But again, like I said, that friend need to be investigated, and the police they acted very late. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Brother Aliu. And also, let me say thanks to Monk. That story came out while we were on the show, and indeed, you were quite correct. Well, that story was heavily discussed in the public land as we speak. Samuel Jackson still in the custody of the Liberia National Police, pending investigation. Even though we are, in fact, this morning we also got some report that there should, by this time, there should be an autopsy ongoing on the wife of the late wife of Samuel Jackson, and which of course the lawyer representing Samuel Jackson also they placing a halt to the autopsy, saying that it's too early. In fact, they're not aware, they don't know who are those people that we're doing the autopsy. Yeah, and so yes, so you people are also right to bring out this story because we've also been training for a little time, and yeah, and I just wanted to bore us with so many discussions. So that's why maybe having some oversight on that, but it's good. So yeah, Mark. So apart from that, yeah, apart from that, Honorable Yeke Koruba also just arrived in country. Honorable Yeke Koruba touched down by the RIA. So yes, that's just the latest industry number 10 lawmaker. Is in country in the tough talking. So yeah, I just wanted to pass through also with that. But go ahead, Mark.
Well, again, I want to touch on this topic before we continue our border or national security discussion because Ali brought this point up. For me, I don't like to talk about things that I'm not familiar with. Anything that I don't have deep insight into, I don't engage into. The only post I made concerning Samuel Jackson was the fact that he was talking too much. When you are declared a person of interest, you want to refer everything to your legal counsel. You don't want to be explaining. You cannot be bereaved. Bereaved people are not in the business of talking a lot and giving details. That's a red flag. It makes you to look guilty, even if you are not part of the crime or you never committed any crime. Because when you are bereaved, you can't even get your mind right. So who wants to be insulting and calling names, coming on social media, explaining, giving detail? No, you will further implicate yourself. That's why I say Samuel Jackson was speaking like someone from the Book of Lamentation. He was just doing too much explanation, but now he wants to refer things to a lawyer. That's what he should have done from the initial stage.
On the initial stage.
Yeah. And the second thing is, I read a post from Rufus Berry concerning their friendship and how many times he encountered them with this lady having bruises in the eye or on the face, and he wants somebody. Sometimes when some people reach out to you and you're friends with someone, I think he did the right thing. I don't think he did anything wrong because being a friend to Samuel Jassy, I will assume that he reached out to him to talk to him about the situation. Maybe he never came public at the time, but maybe he confronted Samuel Jassy. I think he did because in the book he said something like that.
Yes, he did. He did.
So apparently, he never anticipated that they were resulted with death. And for the issue, like I said, I know working healthcare, I have no idea when it comes to healthcare and dealing with people with epilepsy or seizure or whatsoever it is. Because you can make the case. That's why I want to leave you with a professional, the law enforcement officer to do their work. Because you can look at the history and say, okay, he's been doing this stuff. So when you see Mark on this female or any kind of a sign of injury, you will want to assume that from the aggression, it could lead to something like that. But all of us say no. Sometimes when you withdrawal and epilepsy symptom or seizure symptom, sometimes these people can end up bruising themselves. So it's a very tricky situation. It could be one of the two, but only one can be the two. It's not impossible, but everything is within the realm of possibility. I'm not here to play quarterback for Mr. Jackson, but in this kind of a situation, you want to go and gather your information. You want to talk to some of his partners to get the whole historical concept, because people that do things, they have people with a history of doing things, there is a pattern, You cannot say that this man, you ask he said he been divorced, I think, twice. You got to ask some of his ex-wife, some of the people that he messed around with, if there is his behavior, if there is a trend to establish, then so be it. But like I said, let the professional do their job. I'm not going to make any assumption on that because it could go one or two ways. People who really know this job that work with them can say this thing happened, and other people got the opposing theory. So for a guy like me, who's not into the medical aspect, I never work with people of such with that kind of a condition, I don't think I can only place my faith in the Liberian National Police and other law enforcement agencies to do that investigation. We should have CID. I don't know whether that's CID now, but we'll get it. Why the NSA and all those security groups, they can put their pieces together to establish the whole thing. But I'm not going to jump to conclusion for now.
Yes,
I will asking the benefit on the doubt until.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. So that welcome Yeke Koruba, who just touched down. Yes, at the RIA, then we'll proceed with other discussion.
So equal people can look at the thing that Joseph Burger company. Joseph Burger said they're not paying government making no new land, right? Yeah. So Guinea King will collect the land.
Oh, are you also supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Burger said God is not making new land. So Guinea feel within themselves and the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
NSL is built only for the airport people, right? So airport people can look at the thing that Joseph Burger company. Georgia Burger said they're not paying no government making no new land, right?
Yeah.
So Guinea King will collect the land.
Oh. Are you also supporting Guinea?
Are
you supporting Guinea? Are you supporting Guinea?
Anything that is legal. Joseph Burger said God is not making new land. So Guinea fee within and sell the land for them. So they keep on the land.
Where are you going, Lofa?
Well, so that's it, Mark. There you have it. District number 10 lawmaker. The Boyeke Kodwa is back with the kind of more discussion, the kind of more statements that God is not creating new land according to our president. So he said the border will move back or Mark with all of the.
Sometimes people had to be very careful with their utterances. Yes, that's it. Yeah, Mom, go ahead.
Maybe I post something in your inbox. It was some image I took from the I think it was the original image from the Indiana State University, one of their document, the older one, but they got a newer version. I even took screenshot of the treaty. The actual note, they had a picture of it in their archives. So if you check your inbox, there's a picture that I put out.
Yes, I will. I'm doing that more. But let me ask you a few questions, because I want most of our people out there, maybe sometimes they don't really know, because they don't know all of these things. Even though these things are pending, let me say it this way. Like, let me join you also to say yes. Sometimes there are some instances, there are some cases, there are some things that it will be pending. Sometimes people have been looking for the way forward, how to get to these things, how to do this, how to do that. And they've been waiting for a certain opportunity. So, yeah, we will go to that, because I think what you are saying is like, okay, now let's look, say all this while maybe John Brown or Peter Paul Ben maybe owning this place or this property. Now something happened. So it's about time that we know exactly as to who really is the real owner of the land that they want to go into. But let's move back to how all of these commotions, these confusions, everything started, because most of our people, yeah, Mom will call you, Steve saying from that I'm calling him on. Okay. Yeah, my man.
Steve was the one that called me from private number. I don't answer private call. I saw someone.
No, but Steve, you don't have to do that. My you'll be calling a man. Steve,
well, sometimes it can come by mistake like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in short, what I'm saying is that to our people, I think we've been living this way. Let me just say, we've been living this way for the past years. I don't even know whether 100 years or 100 years plus, until today they money business. Everything started with the illegal money that we keep doing back to back. So the people seized our equipment and said we were money on the river. I think we said that here once upon a time, some of you. So you can know the root cause of all of these things that we are all getting into today. At the end of the day, now we got to find dialogue. What we're heading to now. People were money over the river, and the monk said, when the river starts from your end, like for example, somebody way up, the river start from the upper, or maybe from up way coming down. You're down, you're not get no control over the river. The people who way up from where the water started from, they are the owner of the river. The one more is saying that the law by that time, someone will, if I were our great-grandparents, let me take about money. That was the law. The people decided to say, okay, that was the law that they, so that we'll be able to divide the lands, so that people can be fighting over land based here and there. So that river that coming from, I don't know what to call it, I don't know, down some Bulu or what kind of river down there. So that river, according to all information, it said it started from Guinea. What it's saying. And it been that we've been living that way until the mining business started. That's how the whole confusion come on. The people seize our equipment. Some of you don't know. They will not tell you, but we will tell you. They seize Liberians' equipment, the machines that the people were using to mine on the river. They seize the machines. That the machines, Francis Nyamane, who is the what you may call the local government minister, and other people that are machinery, they've been negotiating for forever so long to have the machines retrieved or to get them back. And unfortunately, it didn't work. So how the Guinea people do, they get very say, no, you have been doing it forever so long and here and there. So I think maybe they want to start let's say for us. Now how they cross over and go there, plant their flag, which of course they then settle the tail law in a win. So that I want you all to understand this today because most of you don't know what's going on. All you know is people, you stand with this, you stand with that, you will the other side, you will opposition, you will ruling position, you will not position, you this and that. So we have to make most of it clear to you people so that you will know exactly what we're heading to. The reason why we're backing back to back is because from all indications, the first thing we started with mining business. We are informing the people. We're wrong. The people, it's all me, my own frustration more before you people come on. Yeah, my brother said, yeah, but no, but my brother, that's the thing. So my own frustration in the whole thing among another brother Ali is to have the military officers leaving from Guinea border, crossing over our land, planning or maybe having their flag bent or placed up there. For me, there where I have issues. And also coming back and having one of our citizens come down or be shoot on a leg, that there where I have issues. For me, personally, that there where I have issues that, oh yeah, that means if people not like, maybe they will fire. They will fire. So, from all indication when people, some of you there today, I know that maybe that you understand this thing, how all these things started, and today, and we're getting us to where we are today. So, it's not just about who is not standing with, who is standing with, who is not doing the one. That the leadership of our land. Now, when we talk this thing, some of you get angry today. That's where we are. So, the people you're voting for, the people you're bringing to power, they're the one bringing all of these things back to you. So, we want to let you know there will be peace. Let me be afraid. Don't even be afraid. Some of you are seeing that you're getting afraid. No, nothing will happen. There will be peace. But at the end of the day, we got to hold our children, our leaders. We got to hold them responsible and call them back for meetings. Mom, go ahead, my brother and that brother Ali. So I just wanted to pass through with our people because some of them, they just shifting blames. They don't even know the root cause of some of these things, but they are there defending other side. They for the other side. They for the other good. Now is not turning into political party business. People are now blaming other political party for people's own opinions. That people have their own opinion. Look at Honorable Musa Hassan Bedete opinion. That was clear. Right again, Monk and that brother Ali. So for me, without
I got Steve. I got Steve on the line. He wanted to chime in. Like I said, I was coming to that point you were making, but then you came in and I sent a picture. I want you to put that picture on the screen as we discussed.
I'm doing it right now.
Or visual understanding. But Steve, I mean, you can take it from there. You can come later after you. Go ahead.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You're loud and clear on the show. I got you on the phone here.
Well, folks, good afternoon, good evening. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth, and the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Last week, Thursday, I think Thursday or Friday, I made a statement about this whole Guinea thing, and some people were laughing. If you go back to the clips, we predicted on Sktv that the Guineans will come back. And I said in my clip that if the Guineans come back to clean the land, I support the Guineans. The same way how you're standing with this and you're standing with that, it does not make me it does not say I don't love Liberia. But I stand with the truth and I stand with the facts. Even if it's against me, I still stand with it. That's the kind of person I am. I'm not into that your sentimental thing. I don't do sentiment with politics. I don't do sentiment with reality and facts. Here are the facts. Liberia, like I said, does not have the capacity to withstand any noise that can with Guinea. Liberia does not have the capacity, whether the human capacity, whether the logistics, or whatever it would be, Liberia does not. So we are at a disadvantage in all areas. And this comes back to the same thing we can be speaking of. Don't steal the country money, invest in your people, invest in human capacity and all of that so that you can have adequate protection for your people. The second part, Liberia brought the attention and draw the attention to themselves. Look, you can't say you're a sovereign nation and you play fool with certain things or you joke around with certain things. For example, when the so-called Guinean commandos came to Liberia to demand that they release that young man to the junta government that time this guy was not elected, what did Liberia do? And according to the reports, the current police director and some security apparatus members went to the jail overnight took that young man and turned him over to the Gentiles. That's not what happened. That's what happened. Which one of your Liberian people were complaining that this is wrong and Liberia should not be taking this step because Guinea is testing Liberia's resolve? Which one of you guys? Which one of you said, no, we're not releasing this guy, let's go through the diplomatic route. Let's do it the right way. Because we signed up to the Geneva Convention, we signed up to other international laws. Which one of you men and women stand up and say, no, we're on the wrong path? And most of you were in the argument of the men are citizens, the men are not citizens, the men are Maningo, the men are not this, not that, you're from Guinea and from that. Even if you are from Guinea, let's give an example. If you are from Guinea, that means your life does not matter. Who told you this is how people operate? After you're turning over, you're turning right here, another guy from Lofa, Clee, one of the generals that ran away and came to Lofa. He was hiding in Lofa. And you arrested that man, turning over to the junta government too. You know what you did? You know what Joseph Wagaden did? Most of you who support the government, when you say, hey, you're silent on it, you didn't know that Guinea were testing your resolve and seeing if you guys are serious-minded government or serious-minded group of people. You didn't know that. But here's the last part that's interesting. After Guinea did all of that, after you turn these two guys over, what did the Liberian government receive? And Guinea gave up some trucks. That the same pickup truck that you used to carry people to the border in a few days. Look what pickup truck there and Guinea get into you. That Guinea get into you. The last part of this whole thing is this. Hey, y'all say y'all got Mano River Union place in Foya, and Joseph Baga can lie and say y'all got Mano River place in Foya. Why Joseph Baga never call meeting Mano River Union? For Mano River Union, why he never call meeting to that place in Foya? Why he had to allow the Guinea government to call him to Conakry and he went there? Let me say this to you. Liberia will lose if Liberia ever try to do anything in Guinea. And this is the fact. And the fact of the matter here, we need to get serious as a nation. We need to invest in protecting our people and our borders. We have to. We got to get to the point where we'll be serious for people. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is serious. After this one, why if Guinea say another territory for them, where will do? Don't start there. Don't start there. You know how long it took before the government sent people to that border? So you leave people alone, man. Guinea get all right to go there and take that place. It may have been different, let Labrador defend itself. That's the only thing I'll say. If let Labrador defend itself, I see some people writing, let's pray God, get a government to go ahead. Let leave go with that foolishness to your go part of foolish people and foolish things. You don't prepare yourself for reality. You don't invest in your own people. Who told you somebody try to go down with Guinea? Who told you that? Somebody try to go for it so that again, what they call themselves with Guinea. Hey, y'all playing joke with it when you first started. Hey, y'all laughing with it, y'all playing joke. Okay, the serial partner original. Don't see a Guinea with leaders there. That piece of land got some minerals there. And Guinea not stupid. Nobody's stupid yet. You think they know better thing? You think they know better thing? They want better things too. So, that's all I wanted to say. I stand with Yaga Kolba Gona making new land. Like Guinea the land back. Simple. I stand with Yaga Kolba 100%. Me, I always say with the people. I stand with what Musa has not been able to 100%. Next time you put your ass together, you will ask serious as a government, you will invest in your security apparatus, and you will invest in the safety and security of our people. That's all me I gotta say, Mom.
All right, Steve.
Yes, one of us, Steve, you got to call later on because Monk, I'm also getting a report also from Ghana that the president of Ghana, John Mahama, has also direct expansion of security service recruitment. So that it's getting serious. Now it's getting serious now to our leadership that indeed you have to build the strength of your security network. Invest in the young people and allow them to be part of the system so that they too, they can also contribute to the country. Now, Ghana now, from what happened in a few days, Ghana now is observing, no, we can sit down here for the kind of thing to can happen to us. So we got to invest now. So the president just declared that the security head that they should be able now to do massive recruitment in Ghana. That's just the latest news. But go ahead, Mom.
Ali, you there? Or you wanna? I wanted to end this segment. And Ali, you can come in.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead.
The reason I told Maybon to put this diagram up because there was the official boundary from the treaty that was signed with the French, the Franco-Liberian summit that came to a treaty, and we were both signatory to this particular document. But there's a three parts of the thing. It started with illegal money. So the question you ask, there's two photos. Like I said, the river extends all the way to Sierra Leone, but the source of the river by international law it originates in Guinea. So technically, if you go to any document, it will say the river belongs to Guinea, but it will say because of the clause or some clauses in the agreement, it gives some navigable or sharing ownership that people that reside along the river bank, those local towns and villages, they can use it for fishing and do other things. Apparently, it was the illegal money that triggered the Guinean government because they want to claim that because even dating back to the French colonial day, they still have administrative right, which means they were the ones supervising how we use this particular river, which is the same as saying technically they own the river. The red dotted line you can see here is the boundary, is where Liberia starts from. But here's the second part of the argument. We go to the border part and the river side. We look at the historical document, all the clauses and everything. But if the Guinean government cross the border and enter into Liberia to host their country flag, then it's become an international violation when it comes to law. That's where they got it wrong. So when I woke up and saw the saber rattling and the Guinean displaying their military strength with helicopters flying with all their Humvees and their war tank and everything in line, I was like, this guy's trying to show strength. He's a militant. Don't forget, he might be elected, but he's a military leader. Military people don't think like us common people. They are very strategic. All their moves, they are calculated. They know exactly what they are doing. And he didn't want to stop to Liberia. He went to Sierra Leone. They even arrested some Sierra Leonean soldiers along the border. So the question I keep asking myself,
I think almost 16 of them, joined marching.
So they are not taking this issue lightly. They are taking it very serious. So it's not only Liberia, but the entire MRU or community. I think maybe at a certain point the Ivorian will get involved too, because it's the same problem we have on the Ivorian side, and they might be monitoring the situation to see exactly what might happen. So maybe they have come to the conclusion that if we can reestablish ownership of the river, then we are able of crossing the river to go and take land, because God is not making new land. Yaka Kaluba said that one is right. And the second thing, maybe people should take into consideration, I saw what the chairman wrote. Interminability is right 100%. Yes. When you want to negotiate, you negotiate from an era of strength, because negotiation is all about leverage. Look, let me tell you something. Liberia might be small in terms of population, but we do have a history. We set the foundation in the whole of Africa. When it comes to we were once the symbol of independence.
Let me show you right now. Let me post the photos right now coming from Guinea, where our leadership, our president, and now the Sierra president waiting for. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead.
From the OAU to the MRU. Maybe people don't understand the strength of Liberia or the history of Liberia. Before even United Nations, Liberia was part of the League of Nations, and even currently, we sit on the UN or non-permanent member of the Security Council. So Liberia and Guinea, who carries more weight internationally? Liberia. If Guinea is the aggressor, then how do you go to Guinea on attempts to go and settle to negotiate when you just constructed a so-called MRU strategic meeting area in Foya? You're supposed to call the Guinean president and summon him. First of all, from a traditional standpoint, you are way younger older than him. Liberia has a long history of being. Matter of fact, we were instrumental in Guinea independendence. You don't know that? In 1958?
Yes, it's Liberia.
What are you talking about? From Nigeria?
But no, I posted that today. Other posted that to other, even in some of us. I was like, wow, you mean some of you too? Because most of our people, Mom, all they see is politics. All they see is side. Which side is going on? For somebody to come on your land, Mom, even fire gun.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If Guinea is the aggressor, if Liberia, who are more strategic role on the global stage now, by virtue of being a non-permanent member of the Security Council, if Liberia were instrumental even in the independence of Guinea, because at a certain point in time, they used to call Liberia the quiet giant. You know why they get Liberia that title? Because we were the one initiating or a major player in the independence of most African countries. Even Rhodesia, that you call Zimbabwe today, Liberia were part of that. We were instrumental in that. At a certain point in time, the guy who became the founding leader of Nigeria, Nnamdi Ezekwe, he lived in Liberia before going to Nigeria. So why would you want to go to the home of the aggressor in the name of seeking peace? Even if you want to dialogue, didn't you just construct a $10 million resort in Foya? Why can't you summon him to Liberia? Why would you want to go there? So I mean, you are showing weakness, and they're going to leverage that. They're going to do the most that they can, because you are already showing your hand to be a weak leader. Anyway.
But before Brother Ali Kamako be 30 seconds, and that's the fact. So even in this meeting, anything Dumoya say here, that's the final. In this meeting, that's it. If a man decides and say, okay, We want that land. Or for now, I don't want to have any kind of meeting now until maybe after 1 or 2 weeks. That would just be okay. Let's agree that people say, oh yeah, maybe the man, Guinea is I don't know, Guinea is the head of the Mana River, or yeah, no. Even if you are the one that even controlling the Mossad, Liberia is that small country in Africa. Yeah, man. That was some of our protest to them say because of corruption. Because our leadership, they neglect their country. So because of that, today now we are down. My sister Gwen is also committing. So now we know the drunkard. Because when you're drunkard, nobody can respect you. That's what you're saying. That's your right. But go ahead. This is, for me, this is embarrassing. Let me be frank. Nobody's saying that we should go to war. No, we don't want war. But at the end of the day, we can still have a dialogue somewhere else. That's the point. If, for example, Liberia are going to take gun and go on Guinea soil and shoot, you think they would want to come here to have dialogue, or if I to come have peace with you? No. They want you to go elsewhere because they feel that maybe you are already abusing. But again, anyway, so, brother, go ahead.
This issue here about this Guinea land issue between they and Liberia, like I said, my fear here is this man, he was just a junta. He was running a military or junta government in Guinea, and he just became an elected president. And a few months ago, there's a saying, what in your hand, put it down, but not what in your blood. That mistake and his junta, his military style of leadership. To even see him just a land issue for them to settle. And yesterday we saw how they were parading with their military equipment and other things, bringing people to deploy them over there. This man still get his junta behavior in him. Like Mon said, what the essence of building the $10 million mansion in Foya? Because you people talk about building that area for peace building network and to go there, sit down and discuss about peace and other things. This man, he's an aggressor, and you taking your time going to him. Do you think he's going to listen to you? That's the first thing. You people should look for maybe a neutral ground where you can invite him. Since the MRU, they aware about that project in Lofa County, Guinea part of the MRU, Arico, Sierra Leone, I think you people could discuss, say, okay, yeah, let's meet here, or you find a neutral ground. Maybe he won't want to come there. But like the picture you just showed right now, Boakai and Sierra Leone president sitting, waiting on him. And Alassane Ouattara, Ati from Aricos, he's not going to be part of this meeting. That's one of the meeting. And we expected him to be there, and he's not there. And this man tried strength on Sierra Leone, on the scene team, trying to invade what the land between they and Sierra Leone. We know, like, they were able to resolve that matter, whether he took it or not. I think it was.
So quickly before we go for the news, but let me just ask you a more quickly in parliament. They were going to chair the meeting.
That's where I was coming now.
I'm confused. So let me ask you,
because he already you see, because he already trashed strength on Sierra Leone president, two of them, he already gets some bitterness in him for Sierra Leone president. Now he come to Liberia too, the conflict is there. Alassane Ouattara is not there. So the two of you can settle this matter with a junta military man, because that man, he still get that in his blood. You see, but this is the weakness of our government, because the moment that thing started, that was the time we exercise our muscle immediately by sending our own troop there. Well, the place was vulnerable, citizens were there, civilians were there, going to battle, armed men. So all these things, they saw the weakness in us. So we just had to be very careful. This is how it started with Ukraine and Russia, and we see where they are today. We pray against that hunger time. But let's see how the meeting will end up.
Yes, indeed. And Brother Ali, you are right. Before more come on, I think this is just beyond, or maybe someone would say the land issues and so forth, because if that only for land business and so forth, and you are behaving in this form and manner, then I think, like my brother Abraham Collins said, Monk, the government should have elevated this dispute at the UN Council of the United Nations to mount more pressure on the Guinean government. And that's fact. And Monk said it not too long. You are non-permanent member of UN. You have the kind of issues. Then you run it back to the person that also put in the kind of. So what you going to say there? Run straight to UN, have UN informed that, oh yes, we have this issue with our sister country right here, and this is what they're doing to us, but we don't want to be the one seen as maybe, or we want to fight or so on. No. So that's why we bring our complaint to the UN, so that the UN can look into this. And you're right, but Kone, but go ahead.
You know, that's just where it is. But Prince wrote something profound here, and that's the same thing. That's why you got to study your history. The last attempt that was given to Labro, like I said, this thing started from 1898 and then to 1907, and then they formally had a treaty signed in 1911. The last attempt, because there was certain confusing clause in this whole agreement when it comes to the river. But what Prince is saying here is the treaties that was signed is non-default because Guinea did not say no. They called it Franco-Liberian, but Guinea colonized. France colonized Guinea. So it was the French that were using their military to pull Liberia under duress. So when you read the history, even under Charles D.B. King, he was given another opportunity to negotiate anything about this river issue. But they understood that Liberia never had a military might to confront Guinea. So what they did, they just ceded the territory because there was no point in fighting if we were ended to a military conflict. It's what the military junta leader is sensing. He believed that we are stronger than them militarily. So even if they want to revisit this country, the fact is, since we are a product of France, and France was controlling Guinea, so technically Guinea owned this land. That's just why it is. So it's not about your independence, it's about the history, it's about the power, it's about the military, or coercion, how you want to call it. At the end of the day, like Steve said, you will not get this land, especially when it comes to the river aspect. Maybe the land like bro will have some legal standing, but when it comes to the river, you can get cases Guba because it has never been. They may have an administrative role to supervise the activity along the river. The source of the river starts from Guinea, so you can kiss that Guba. But for the land issue, I think Labra will have a good standing on the land issue. And the president who talked about going to the United Nations, like I said, we claim we are a founding member, if not the chief architect behind the Manual Rural Union. So you start from the regional before you can go to the international. From there, you take it to ECOWAS. You can talk to get Nigeria and Ghana, some of the big boss in ECOWAS with more military power to come and negotiate this thing. But the fact that our leader can go to Guinea, it means you are the mercy of the Guinean government and the president. You are going to play on their terms and conditions. You looking at older men like you, Mr. Wisdom, Mr. Wise King Solomon, you got a kind of an issue. You are not even leveraging your power. You don't want to summon the Guinean president. He's the aggressor.
Yes.
So if you want to take a third party or neutral ground, why would you want to go to Guinea as a first reaction? Why? To go and do what over there? And that where ability was coming from. So apparently, Mr. Wisdom, I don't know. I keep telling you guys way before election. You said Joseph Boakai, I haven't seen anything wise from Joseph Boakai in my whole life. I cannot give you one instance as to where President Boakai displayed wisdom that you're giving this so-called title. I don't know if get title because of age, but I haven't seen it. And he keep making mistakes all the time. From the CPP to Ellington, he always get it wrong. But you keep calling him Mr. Wisdom, and he wise. And I haven't seen nothing that is wise about this old man. Like I said, right now in the war, Liberia have a bigger history than Guinea. When we talk about the countries in Africa that set the tone for Africa, we don't count Guinea. Even up to today, you still carry the leverage by being on the non-permanent Security Council member. So who's supposed to come to that friend? So the guy will get see as a weakling, he think he can toy with you, he will turn you around now. You will go and make all the concessions again because he noted that militarily. So it means the same thing that happened 100 years ago, it happening today. And it was based on the same condition that Liberia and the ceding territories to them.
Exactly, Mark.
It's a repeat of history.
And to even add to that, Mark, like for example, even the Sierra Leone president, who military officers, they were seized. In fact, they were captured. Also there. Look, that means for me, that's what I'm saying. When people don't owe me anything, but I'm still saying that, Mark, it's like maybe they want to control the few countries. Like, okay, let's go far to Liberia. Then we'll go to Sierra Leone, then we rest. Maybe for me, now I'm seeing things rather to be like, because I think this is just beyond land. We're going to be very, very careful. We have to go beyond this and see as to where the guy is heading, because you can't do this to people. It's not because people are quiet. Like for example, I say, Mom, why you want to go into another country and fire a gun? You go into my house. Like for example, the thief come into my house. Then you want to even get rid of me. Then I sit down there, I fold my hand. What Which one of the word of God has said that? I haven't seen that. But again, it's happened. Granted. Now, how can we now resolve this issue? Okay, maybe we were wrong. Maybe for all indications, let's agree that yes, maybe because we were doing illegal money, we were doing it, maybe what they're doing. Okay, no problem. But for them to even enter our soil and plant their flag or have their flag up, and then I even stopped them, went back, they came back, and they shoot our citizen. Amen. What's there to go talk about more? Let's put all joke aside.
That's why I say, even if you want to be the most peaceful person in the world, you will still choose a third-party country or neutral ground. You cannot run to the aggressor. And I watch my ability say, when I read my ability, my ability wrote exactly what was on my mind. The poster alone, look, in politics and geopolitics, everything is about optics. What people see is what they believe. Like I said, Guinea might be bigger than all in terms of their economy right now and their population size. But historically, no. When they come to the nation in Africa, Guinea was not among them. No. Even up to now. So this idea, like I said, even from a cultural standpoint, traditional standpoint, Joseph Boakai is way older than the president of Guinea. And I believe Guinea also has tradition in their country. So it's not even appropriate to keep to go running to him no matter what. Like I said, in Chemability say again, they were the aggressor. They crossed into our territory. Like I said, there are two parts to the argument, the riverside and the land side. The riverside, they can make a legitimate argument based on international boundary. But the land side, no, it's a non-starter for them. They totally violated Labrador territorial integrity. But then how do you handle it? I don't want to tell people that on the network or on the radio, there is not Joseph Boakai problem. But the way how you handle the problem on your watch is how people will look at you. There's an old age problem. It started in the 1900s. And our leaders been dragging the feet. Well, guess what? Even taught me.
And they were not preparing, Mark. Yeah, no, go ahead. I don't want to add up to you. And they were not even preparing.
Yeah, even Todman decided to ignore this situation. He didn't want to go back to revisit history to get any confrontation with Guinea. He had that opportunity. He rejected it. CDB King had that option. He himself let it go. So the question is, did not Joseph Boakai problem, but the way in which he's handling it as commander-in-chief, no, it sends a wrong signal. And I think the chairman is 1,000% right on this one. You don't go into a negotiation from a place of weakness, because at the end of the day, the whole idea of negotiation is not to pick winners and losers. It's about who in the best position to make concession that at the end of the day, you can come out on top. But when you keep running to Guinea as the first reaction, then it means you can only play on the terms and conditions. So it means they will keep abusing or more because you have already shown weakness. That's why we are against on this platform. The move that the president made, that's what I'm talking about. It's not about the land issue. It's just about the way how he handled this thing. It showed weakness, and I know Guinea will do it again. And there is a method to their madness. Guinea believe, that's my own theory on this one. It's not a fact. But I know they sense something in that river. They think there are some important minerals in that river that now they want to assert total control. Because there have never been problem between Guinea and all concerning that river. Never in terms. So the question is, why now? Most especially, the moment they saw them doing that illegal mining, that was the trigger point. I said, you know what? Then there is something deeper to this mining. They believe that something under that water. And don't forget, Guinea now is strategically aligning with China. Don't forget, we got the iron ore conflict. China just signed $18 billion. Yeah, for our Samandu port in Guinea, as compared to our Liberty Corridor for now or Manima Range. So it could be bigger than what we are looking at. It's almost like indirectly now between America and China, because Guinea know that Labrador have long-term standing with America. But Guinea is mostly aligned with China now in terms of their mineral development and concession agreement. So don't you think it's even bigger than Labrador and Guinea at this stage, looking at it from an international standpoint? So our president moved? No, it was totally juvenile. I would say it was very immature, and it shows total weakness on our part. And I know Guinea will abuse it, because for them, they are on the right side and they got all the leverage, all the cards in their hands. That's it.
And to that quickly before, but Aliu Kama Monk, I think maybe it's just maybe about fear tactics, and you may be right. Nobody's shifting the blame to say, oh, it's President Boakai. Yeah, no. What I'm said. Honor your watch, honor your leadership, the way you're going to handle situations, the way you're going to handle issues, the way you're going to do things. That's how people are going to look at it. And let me be frank, one of these things also expose our society. We've been saying these things here on this radio for times of forever so long. Some of you see us like we hate Liberia, we hate your politicians. Oh, we are the one that did, we the one that that, we talk like that, we do that this. We've been saying this thing. Yeah, you imagine? Even for the Guinean army to even enter your border, where no security officer was there. That alone are weakness by itself. That means the people they always, in fact, if it were in this form manner, maybe where there was serious commotion or maybe tension, then the people capture another beats. So all these things we are keep saying here today is you pay politicians with huge sum of money. Gas price is up right now long as we speak. These politicians, they're not even thinking about what to do next to better the livelihood of our people. Okay, gas price is up. What can we do? What's the way forward? No, they don't care about that. The people will pay for all these things while they continue to enjoy the best of lives. I'm telling you no. They think it just get to me like, in fact, people will pay these monies. Our people will cry. They will pay all of the transportations. They will go through all of the hell. But the politicians, they will say enjoy lives. Now, today, now, our people now who are defending, it's our people. Where is the security? We have a lot of young people who are willing to join the immigration, who are willing to even join the police, who are willing to even join the LDA or the army. But every time, no money. But you have money for corrupt group of people. You have money for people who just sitting and they're doing nothing. Everything about us now is exposed. Everything. Sometimes when things happen, don't want to be taking side, just want to be taking side. No. Look at where you're coming from the Mosque. This thing started way back. And nobody cares. Everybody will buy time. They will not come on. By the time it is maybe in 6 years, they eat at 6 years, they finish getting rich, they go away. They leave the country. Man said, 12 years, she gone. So we are king to infinite eat 6 years, he gone. Who they went and Joseph Boga eat plus 6 years, you will go. You leave the country vulnerable for the next generation. This is shameful. This is embarrassing. We don't have to be large. We don't have to be 50 million people. No. But you can be small and you can be tactical. You can be effective. But why, Brother Aliu? That's it for me.
Maybe,
yeah.
I will always say this: Liberia, we need constitutional reform. We need to do some amendment. In as much as our constitution says Aliyu Masari can become a president, he can even steal everything from the central bank, the reserve, and whatsoever. Once he was not impeached and after his tenure, he is not held liable. You cannot question him. We are not going anywhere. There are other African countries today. Their former leaders, they have been persecuted and their properties were confiscated. All of those things today, but Liberia, we don't do it. If we still have lawmakers and our constitution says that they can decide their own salaries and things, and Liberian people cry that they are the cause of the problem and they care less, like you are saying today, gas price is not a global issue everywhere in the world. But with all that, they will still be getting their 5,000, 15,000, 25,000 gallons of gas slip. They will give it to them. They get nothing to lose. All of these things happening in the country. Where are we going? Lemong said, President Bwaka, this issue, people say he's a man of wisdom. I think they only gave him that title based on his age. Because even me, small boy like me here, he can bomb me full 5 times. I have not seen any record that he has applied wisdom to solve any problem. And so I don't really know why they always call him man of wisdom. You get that Mano River conference hall you already built. Now we are now member of the United Nations Security Council. And you see this man, you know his history, being a junta, a military man, and today a president. He still get that in him. Coming to invade, coming to Liberia, taking land or whatsoever dispute is between that land or water whatsoever. I think it was time that like Mon said, yeah, you summon him because you get the power. But now you go into him, now you people sitting over there, there's some buffon waiting on him to come. Why if he doesn't come? What become of your trip? You as Australian president, who is going to chair the meeting? What is the wisdom being applied there? But like I said, we just want this thing to be resolved. We don't want it to escalate. And maybe you just said something. People coming to your country, shooting at your citizens, and then you go into them. Instead of you summoning them, calling on the United Nations, the ECOWAS, your MRU ballot, for you to see how they can come in to resolve the issue by summoning the Guinean president. But you going to him, looking at your position now. Why is the wisdom? He's even said going to overlook you because you don't even know your function. You don't know the power you have. You only know how to abuse power in your country, but you don't know where you're supposed to use your power. That's it.
Maybe, I mean, Aliu, let me tell you something, right? Like I said, in diplomacy or geopolitics, visual is everything. That's how the human being mind is programmed. We take more clues from pictures than words, even though we use words more than we use picture. But picture, it goes to your brain. That way, you can remember a movie you watched when you were 7 or 8 years old, but you can remember a book that you read. That's just how the human brain operates. Do you know what it means? Ochosa Boaka sitting and waiting for the president of Guinea.
You see?
When it should be the opposite way around. You know, let me give you a typical example. When people don't understand anything, most people, they watch TV, they get the news. They don't know about the news, they worry about the optics. There was a meeting held, I think it was in Brussels, and the leaders from the NATO countries, because America and NATO form part of an alliance. So it was the president, I think it was from Cyprus or Azerbaijan, when they were about to take the photo. When you go to a NATO summit, when they are interviewing the president, they put them in position of rank based on how powerful the country is. Guess what? There was a guy who Trump held by the shoulder. When they brought the camera, they were standing, he came and stood in front. I think he came from Cyprus. So Trump went and held him by the hand, knocking and be like, no, get to the back, because you know there's a protocol. How can the U.S. that happen to be the most powerful nation in the world go to a NATO summit and you got a president from Cyprus that cannot even pay your own bill to come take front row seat? You crazy? You know what I mean? People were like, oh, Donald Trump again, you ready? He prepared. I said, no, why they got strength and leadership? When America stands in NATO, who stand there to him? Angela Merkel, because Germany have the biggest and the strongest economy in military in Europe. Why would you come from Cyprus? You even got food to eat, you can stand from the president of America to come take pictures. You crazy? You go to the back of the line. That's just how it is. And that's what Joseph Boakai just did. You go to Guinea and sit in chair waiting for the president of Guinea. Are you serious? You sit on the UN General Assembly non-permanent member seat. You carry more power than Guinea at the moment. You the ones who convene an emergency meeting and invite him, and you make him to wait while you get ready before you can even address him on this issue. If not, you take it to a neutral ground. But that's it. The rest is history. And
that's the fact, Mark. You just said something. So I think if our government want us to go and back, let them just tell us, all of us, we just wake up. Maybe we just be, for me, I think from all indications, I think that's the right thing. Look, people, some of you shouldn't be having issues with some of the way we talk. I know sometimes you go down into the soul, you're thinking that we should be maybe the way you know. This country is too old for so many things. And the reason why we are backward today is because of corruption. Look at Israel, for example. You know how many countries fighting Israel? That's what you call investment. Even right now, with the Russia war, with the war in Iran war here and there, by the time the ship, even that's what will bring rice. So the ship stop bringing rice. Hunger will come, another problem coming again for us. So I don't know what are we really investing in for the past 20 years that some of us, our eyes open. We stay on this ice. I don't know what I ever invested in. I still not be corrected. I don't know yet why we are investing in more. Because you have to invest in few things. One, you invest in food security. You invest in your security. But everything about us here is just look at the few times I hear that I know Liberian immigration, I know David Commander was somewhere around the 7 end there when they say they saw him, I know we're going to come and so on. You see the kind of thing.
Oh yeah. They from the LDA commander from I think Greg came and were arrested in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Yeah. With drugs. Mm-hmm.
You pay people $90. You pay people 150. They attempt to protect or back us. They back you every day. Yes, sir. When we say this thing, you feel that we hear Liberia. No, that is same thing what we're saying in front. Now we keep saying, if you pay people, he said no job. But look at the Ghana, look at the security now. Ghana facing the whole entire Lubu say no, we're not gonna mess here. In fact, let's go for recruitment now. Hopefully by tomorrow now, Ghana starting a recruitment. Well, at the end of the day, we are investing. The woman said, going you buy don't get the people. And that's true, we're going, you're right. We are investing in social pleasure. If Labona producing open or sopolo, then we're producing all kinds of liquor. They imagine. I'm telling you, we invest in all kinds of things. Go to the very entertainment area tonight and go see our uncles, our fathers tonight. Go and see them walking like some kind of a pregnant woman.
Where are they doing today?
And acting like
what are they doing today in the country?
After a holiday now, a double holiday.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, okay. Oh, yes.
So the double holiday, go see them tonight. Some of the choir organization of CD people. I'm telling you, brother Aliu, no feature for our children. Nothing. All they are into is just enjoyment. Then somebody asks, what you want the president to do? Oh, yes. The president is the one responsible for the forward march of the country. So if the president sit down there and allow this thing to happen, then what is happening? The way things are happening. You invest in NSA, you put, I don't know how many million dollars into NSA, you put the other money at the end of the day, no hay, no take, people collect the money, they eat it, they do all kinds of things. Yeah, all your bonus are all empty. Nobody to give you a bonus. So let's go back. For me, I think that baking will do. That's the easier way. No need, monkey, right? All these things, they people go for the job go back. Nothing else. Now, all Guinea will sorry, my people, we sorry, your people forgive us. Now, all we're going to do, you're not going to need to say. Even they think one another, I saw America turn and say, Guinea, stop it. The whole thing end. Then you see Liberia talking, hey, Liberia is powerful. Liberia is there. I hear them. So with enough, only for America to come on and tell Guinea that, don't cross. Don't do what you just did. Then at the time, you say, yeah, Geopolitical is powerful. The government is working. The government is powerful. No. You don't have to wait for people to come up and tell you that you need to do this or you have to do this one before you do it. Well, our security system, I don't know what we're investing in more, but are you? For me, for the past 20 years, my eye open. I think some of them before. In fact, we got to read a lot of books on explaining about our own experience with our leadership, how terrible, how wicked our people are, how they don't even care. All they care about is how to enjoy, how to place their family members on salaries, on payrolls, how to have 15% working in our offices, and they enjoy the travel back to back. They have passports, they have diplomatic passports, they have all of these passports. All we will say tomorrow. Look like we are 20 years after work. But Brady, go ahead. Yeah, because for me, I'm just
yeah. You know, this whole thing, like I just saw something just now, maybe where I see women led, I think, to the Liberia National Police Headquarters, justice for Tony. I just saw something like that just now. And my question here is, where were these people when the 14-year-old girl were raped? Where were these people when the 15-year-old boy was sodomized? Another boy was sodomized by 7 men, and all of these things been happening in the country. So how your people then behaving in the country? There are certain cases they can go to court for justice, and certain cases they don't go to court for justice. What's going on in the country?
Well, before that, so let me just give you another update that keep coming from Ghana. So Ghana used to have 20,000 security. Now they say they want 40,000. Ah, God. 40, just from a few things, but we'll get to that. The thing about we say how more days and other things. Just from what happened the few days between Liberia and Guinea, people are watching the internet. They're watching what happened. They see the kind of a metal stream of Guinea. Now Ghana said, the Ghana president said, beginning tomorrow, they put to start recruiting 40,000 people. We joking in the country.
When you put your AFL and your police together, saying like, bro, they not even say rate than 15,000.
We pay for the country. By the time you put out AFL go put out, I don't know what kind of announcement for recruitment, and when they say on what did 600 people will do? 600 people, what did they do? You have 5.2 million people. Instead of you having at least up to even all of your security officers, all of them put together at least when they can reach 30,000, we say yes. At least we have something.
Yeah,
or maybe 40,000. But you can't even boast of even, I'm not even know many thousand, but you can't even boast. Nothing.
The entire security in Liberia.
How much are you paying the security officers? But you prefer for lawmaker to carry 15,000. Director, central bank director, and all the people around, they're taking 15,000. We will say it. If I get very, you can jail some of us. We will say these things. Couldn't you pay for 15,000? They pay so your man go gain 200. You go get policeman 175. Never let make it below 150. What kind of police officer that been making 150 every month? You want to be happy? They will leave the post because they can go to the market to sell,
and
so they can survive.
And right now, live recruitment you're talking about in Ghana, you will see Ghanaians, they will be trooping in for them to go because they know when they join while it stands to benefit. But Liberia, when you even want to join the police, you will be thinking, when am I going to benefit when I join police? When I even said join the army. So people just do, like I will always say, Liberia people join this thing because they feel like when they are there, you army man, you policeman, you can harass people, you can use your power, and that's all they do. But there is nothing encouraging to say, oh, yeah, go join AFL. There is nothing encouraging to say, I go join police in Liberia. Nothing. You would say, oh, yeah, we join because when I come from there.
Nothing in these things. Let me tell you today, nothing. Let me tell you, nothing in these things.
You say,
all these places, some of you together, I see them, they don't need nothing inside. Our government not paying attention to them.
I will be harassing the keke rider there, the motorcycle, the taxi driver there, and that's all. You see, nothing encouraging. That way,
when you be talking about, oh, your data, you know, you gotta be what kind of professional?
But now in Ghana,
yes, are the same old things over and over. People just corrupting the country, stealing from the country, making the people to be able to agile property, enslaving our people. When you come and say you gotta be professional, maybe. I know that all
these guys they will be wishing.
Because I'm not even allowed you kind of thing.
The guy then they will like to join the armed forces in Ghana because they know they will be well paid, they will be well taken care of, and even tomorrow something happen, their families stand to benefit something good. But Liberia is just the opposite. All the money they put in national security.
Why are you paying director 15,000? Let me ask.
Nothing.
Before more come on. Why you have to pay allegedly will be mentioning all of the information that even the UL president allegedly she's making 15,000. For what reason? Why you paying the people 15,000 in a kind of poor and struggling country? Now, gas price go up. Who's gonna pay the money? It's the same struggling woman and who's saying a little bit about that they don't want. They are not trying to be fighting over transportation, but they'll be causing each other just for transportation. But you have somebody laying down in the AC car. They enjoy all of the best of life. They're taking 15,000, 10,000, 15,000, 12,000, all of the 1,000. You're quiet, man. Yeah, more. You're quiet. Anything so can go to the line.
Like I said, based on our president visit today, we pray let he come up with good result. This issue should be resolved. I don't really know. I don't really know our President Baka, the experience, the wisdom people brag about. We don't know when we are going to see that wisdom and experience being displayed so that Liberia can be proud of. Maybe people they are proud of. Maybe he can do it in the corner to them, so they will always brag of his wisdom and experience. But nothing we have seen over the years. Yes.
You know, I think the president won the whole debate of chairmanability for the piece that he wrote, and it just says a lot. That piece has nothing to do with politics. It's just the reality. You know, we tell people it's part of Joseph Boga's demeanor. He doesn't speak on critical national issue. He doesn't take responsibility. He never guarantee kind of a reassurance from leader. You know, when the country is going through some worst period anywhere around the world, the one person you are counting on, that one my man Jim Marshall, maybe he's the commander in sleep instead of the commander in chief. That's why they make you the commander in chief. You are the one that people look up to for guidance and leadership, especially during tough times. But like I said, it's part of this president behavior. He keep quiet, and at the end of the day, you think he would get it right, he would still get it wrong. So I think the whole saga with Guinea, I think it's ability that will take the credit for the day because he just called it for where it is. War of politics is just the reality. You are going to settle a conflict. You are going to negotiate. You're going to make some concession. You cannot go there from a position of weakness. You got to go from a position of strength. Matter of fact, Guinea was the aggressor. So it just undermines the whole thing about this strategic meeting or MRU resort in FOIA. You don't invest in our military. People are not paid decent wages to even encourage them. Like I said, it comes down to leadership. That's where you show strength because at the end of the day, what people see is what they perceive to be the reality. Perception is greater than reality in politics. Maybe I put a video in your inbox. It's 27 seconds long. Play that video for the audience. Then they just see something about that NATO meeting. What I told you about war leaders meeting on the stage. They stay in position of hierarchy. You don't show weakness. You don't let some small country to come and stand before you because of photo ops. You come from the conference meeting, the whole world's watching. You come out. Some guy from some no-name country, he want to come and stand in front of the president of the United States. No, it can never happen. You got to understand that. So I want you to play, then we can go to the line. Just so people get to know. That's why they call leadership. You don't have to agree with your leader. You don't have to play the politics. But the fact is certain protocols are meant to be enforced. Liberia got a history. We are older than Guinea. We were instrumental in the independence of Guinea. You don't let the president of Guinea to disrespect that. Matter of fact, you disrespect yourself because I think you were the one that made the initial contact. I don't think he was the one that called you anyway. But that's just why it is. Like I said, the rest is history. We'll move on from there. We'll just wait for the outcome of this so-called meeting and see. But I know Guinea, looking at our position, I know they will violate again and they will abuse her again because they've been doing it for a while, except not in recent time. Just play that video. Let people see. Watch it. See that? Watch. Yep. Yeah. How to take picture you cannot stand. You hear? You see the guest star, maybe? You see him flipping his coat, right? I want to call strength. Everybody fall behind. That's it.
Jeffrey, we have just heard from the...
That's it. Go ahead. I just wanted to play that video.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. And so to all of our people today, all of the pain, frustration, and everything we are going through is because of bad leadership. No matter how you want to put it, no matter whether it's from 1847, if from 1850, if from what kind of time, but it's just because of bad leadership. That's why today we are struggling and we are going through all of the pain, frustration here and there. But let's move to the line and take Brother AB. Yeah, Mr. Colin, good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you, everyone. Let me say good evening to you, man. Good afternoon to Mung and Ali in the United States. This is Abraham Cohen, calling from the United States. You know, guys, fascinating topic, but the level of weakness and girly behavior this government continue to show, it weaken and they compromise the security of that country. You know, look, the first place that Guinea started to disrespect Liberia was the fact that it demanded that you gave a legitimate person from a prison compared to them, and you compromise that with that is a weakness on the government. That's the weakest thing for that government to ever do. But people are forgetting that. So based on that country can walk over you any day and see that you can do nothing about it. Secondly, that one stated, you, the aggressor, you are going to meet the aggressor at their place. What in fact you should be in a position to demand, being that you have an elder statement for the continent of Africa, not just a president of Liberia, but an elder statement. And Liberia is the oldest republic on the continent. You demand certain things from them. OAU came to Liberia Liberia did not put OAU. It's Sanicolid. OAU initiated Sanicolid. That's why they fight on the side of Liberia. Ethiopia, Ghana, and all of you came. They're very simple threat. They all came to Sanicolid. That's why they fight Liberia small. But when you get weak leaders, this is what you get. And people got to look at it, and I see that anymore. Liberia, you're not just on the Security Council, want to be on the Security Council. The leverage, you should maximize the leverage that you get there. This thing should, because it happened since last week, no? And today you come in and repeat the same thing. It's unabated. Mind you, the concept of Manima, all the places closer to Yekepa there, they're going to see that for you, and you're going to do nothing about it. But to get it and go sit over there in Guinea, when are you going to get there? When this guy is not even going to talk to you. They're not disrespecting you. You come to your country and put a flag there and you go to his place. It's a sad thing, guys. But again, I just wanted to point this out.
Yeah, thank you for the AB. Now, those of you back home in Liberia can now place in your calls 0770-203125. Let me take David King. David, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And let me say good evening to the guys on the panel tonight. You know, they want, and this is where some of us come to ask questions. I've thought that this government told us that they were building a Mano River hub in Foya. But for our leaders to leave that place where they said they were going to build peace, now they are going to sit down and be waiting for the aggressor to come and meet them. I mean, it looks very small. I'm not saying the wisdom that the people talk about. For me, I knew very well that you can't get nothing from all of water. Because they might give you this scenario. Star Radio was here. They had an issue. President Salif, look at Joseph Waka, then they need to go and settle that issue between the workers and Star Radio. What I said, Star Radio let the country that went to Serenity. So it's people think that Star Radio issue with the employee, Joseph Waka could not solve it. Can he solve the pocket problem? You can't do that.
All right, thank you so much, David King, to Charles Cooper. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, Mabon. Mabon, it's just hard for us, man. You know, Mabon, when your man, your father, nobody will console you. You just have to console yourself. That's what happened to Liberia now. And you fail to prepare to fail. Mabon, we fail to prepare ever since. So you see today now, Liberia is a great-grandmother that our children and great-grandchildren now, they are the ones deciding our fate. Guinea is one of our great-grandchildren.
I'm telling you, my brother. I'm telling you.
Guinea cannot summon us. Guinea cannot dictate to our president. Because we fail to prepare Mabon. We have 111 years, Mabon, older than Guinea. Imagine that, Mabon. In normal case, Mabon, you see that they kind of thing, those conflicting parties will meet on a neutral ground to discuss. But maybe we are the weakest vessel. So that's why you see they sorry to say they're picking for Boga and Somoni and Boga and Kude. And people say, oh yeah, because we want peace. Yeah, we agree, we are praying for peace. But I think this thing should have been on a neutral ground where the Guinean president could even fly and go there too. If he refuses to go there, then you take another step. That means Adama, you could meet in Africa, Ghana, any of the country where all you as conflicting party, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, they could all meet there. It shows that everybody waiting for peace. But the next day, obviously, you come to the Pape Boga, you come to the Peking. So you see, maybe it's you can help out, maybe. But again, we got to console ourselves, maybe.
All right, thank you. We got to work on this. Maybe we can still make it in that. Hello? Yes, good evening.
Thank you very much. Greetings to you, panelists. This is the common food chairman. I join you from Soviet to Shufo. To see more and whoever on the show there, let Robert be sure that even the Makona River is not an original river between Liberia and Guinea. The river, the boundary between the original boundary between Liberia and Guinea is far back in Guinea. So while river starts from Jebo, it laissez-faire attitude. That's why that photo I say I'm a opponent. So since they're bringing it away, we can go back there and get the opportunity to clean our lane. But sadly, the opportunity came weekly, it's in power. No way. In negotiation, you can go to negotiate to the aggressor. And one thing or aggressor when I want is for you to concede. When you concede, the aggressor always want more. They always come for more.
And what made America to be one superpower? Because they always, most of the things they can do, they put always going back to them.
Okay, let me come up with the other one. Let me tell the argument Guinea got a strong army or big army than Nigeria. Big army and strong army don't win war. Example, America and Afghanistan. Right now, America is fighting Iran. The last time I heard somebody calling for help, it was not Iran, it was America who was calling for help. Now look at Cuba. Cuba just got to do what America found. There are 9 CIA or 7 people on board. Whatever they got to fight against for them. With all that powerful army that America got, they was there to protect their territorial integrity.
All right, thank you so much, Kitty. You're making us scary. I think that you're getting scary, but for some of us, we're not afraid. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm calling from Grand Battle, finally.
Wonderful.
I'm James here.
Okay, go ahead, James.
You know what happened today when they army because of part of greedy people sit together. That was when they army. The first people always think the thing on the army first. You pay army man 150, one half level red. As soon as you get army man who want to die for his country, you pay army man 18,000, so you pay army man 2,000 plus. 1,000 plus. You should pay the owner man.
And these are things that Liberians themselves will be standing up for, but they're not standing for all these things. They were not standing for. All right. Thank you, my brother. Let me take Samuel D. Kekula. Samuel, good evening. Yeah, my dear brother. Yes, I'm okay.
Let me say good evening to all the panelists and Liberia in general. So, while it's true that you guys have discussed pressing issue or important national issue, I personally take the time to appreciate the management of Sktv, especially the panelists, including you who are continuing.
Hello? Samuel?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. I'll get you now, but you are not.
Yeah, so I'm
wow.
Including you. Don't for me this weekend. It will have a surprise. If I'm allowed to pronounce, I received one $175 from you, which of course I have a word, right? For my health condition, which I sent you a video, you saw that you discussed with the panelists in our health. So, this is not politics, but they put me in a position where even to come on the show and disagree on the show respectfully, they put me in top position because people who we trust, who we supported, who we are laying our life for, to set aside as people who we are perceived to save us is surprising. But again, I want to use it down to appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Samuel.
Thank to all of you. Let God bless you guys. And I look forward to more conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Samuel. Myself, I wish you speedy recovery as you bounce back on your feet and to do more business for your country. Yeah, hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Fusi. I'm Fusi from around Chicago.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so let me appreciate you guys for the different analysis. So in fact, one thing we all need to realize or recognize is that Liberia has served as a model over the period. And in fact, people need to read history. Even while Liberia got elected on the UN field as also seat, because they know Liberia history in terms of making peace in different countries, in diplomacy. Look, the current Minister of Foreign Affairs, you know, and everybody on the show is aware that she works in the international cycle and understand international relations, right? So if you feel like you're finding the diplomatic means of resolving issues, it does not suggest that the president is lazy or the government cannot take all the radical stance. We just need to read some of those things and understand Liberia history in the world. We have made peace in several African countries, including the Guinea that we're talking about here. So if we're finding the diplomatic means, passing through ECOWAS, international partners, to see how best we can resolve, you know, the kind of issue. People want to just say the president is not taking charge, the good man, where are we as a country? Even we that here that read local history, we know the role that we have played. Look at how our international image has been rebranded to our foreign minister and the president. People not knowing that, I think we have to be honest sometimes.
Also, Hussein, let me ask you this other question too. You think if you have a good midfield and you have a straight or maybe a good striking force, but your defense is weak, you think you have a better team?
Maybe there's a teamwork, right?
I ask you again. I ask you a question.
We have 11 players on the field. Right?
I just put in a simpler form. I don't want to go to all. I said if you have a good striking team or players, rather, and you have a good or maybe midfielder, and your defense is weak and leaky, you think you have a good team? I'm asking. That means, in short, maybe saying you want to be Dutch. I'm saying the system, the security network of our country. Do you think it's better? I'm asking. For me, I don't care about we blame shift or we should blame. I don't get time for that. But I'm looking at the general level.
Yeah. So the question you asked, in terms of securing our army strength, we don't have that miracle strength. But in terms of our engagement, now look, we sit on the Security Council. If anything was to spark up here, you know, definitely UN will intervene. And you know that. ECOWAS will intervene. In fact, they're now talking about from Guinea. It's not friendly with either the Sierra Leone close to him, right? They have not had a good relationship since he took over. Even neighboring country, Africa, they are not in good rapport. So anything with the spark up, that girl will get back up from all those African countries, including UN.
All right. Thank you so much, Hussein. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
I'm doing well. I'm really informative out there on the show. You don't do that. When you come to the disco, you be critiquing. So when they kind of critiquing when Melbourne and Steve are making sensitive analysis as a real to the country, the president of the country, then you can't be getting angry 1 minute speaking the truth. I don't know why they're picking the call.
Go ahead, forget it, man. I remember. Go ahead, Chairman. Go ahead with quickly, Chief.
Yeah, it's just right? Sometimes you can't because they party government and be sincere. They all making it, they all make misguided. You can't as a head of state. You can't let someone and the president they control you. Why they go to reach there with a gun? That's the common logic. But these UP boys, they are being carried away by this party sentiment. They will bury their head in the sand all of the time. It's sad. And the guy starts their phone.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my dear brother. Liberia first. That's the only way that will move forward. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, I'm Ruben Stewart from 12th Street. Yeah, you see, the problem about Liberia is that Liberia couldn't forget. That the real problem with Liberia. They think when Chancellor came, we had a similar problem with Chancellor and people who were around Chancellor like Samuel Johnson, every student, the five Chancellor were attacking. They took when they can do master study attack the place. All the result is killing the pain, Lord Rebel and the king and really war on Liberia. So I see people now, the simple thing, people might go fight book, but they don't want it.
You don't scare it out of you. What kind of thing talking here? Let me tell you, time to forward, but people can come from other countries, they can have Allah. So I want to live in.
In the morning time, get these nobody land. They get international land for the country. And Nigeria and Cameroon have land dispute. They win Nigeria. People here that win the case for land over there. They don't do that.
All right, thank you so much. Let me tell my Uncle Brian Tati at the Tango that some of you are calling on the kind of discussion. Yeah, go ahead, Uncle.
Yeah, good evening. Let's say good evening to Mom, Alio, and the rest of the people. You know, I've been following you guys and other comments and statements. You know, let me put it this way. Not because you were a little teacher and you taught me them, more than at the time ABC, and today they are sophisticated with a master PhD, and you see your whole measure that then you say people who are taught way back to the village, and you know that the people you do can't dictate to me. So, Guinea all alone have been the protector of their resources. And even see in Lima area there, they are on the side of that mountain. They stay looking all that. When they even sign agreement tomorrow, they will benefit both and any other person. We just selling our resources. So that Makona River there, we don't know why it's at. We don't get the kind of sophistication. They have the sophistication. That means the warfare. One day, it's like the kind of resources under that river. And they see people, you know, yellow machine coming from Liberia to go in there to play without even consulting your labor. I mean, they see it at the front.
That one, the mistake we made, Uncle. That one, I agree with you 100%. But
why did I want to tell us? You go and tell to the people.
Simple.
All our resources are fight to fight. They get their own machines into our villages and things, digging anywhere they see or lay water sit down with oil on it. Then I go. They digging it back and fight. They would not have the power. But Guinea had the power. Guinea is preserving those things so that for their future generation, for all who want you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Brother. You're quite correct. When we run that, just say to the people who move on. Instead of, I go to this color for evening. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Hello, go ahead quickly. I think you'll be a second to the last caller. Yes, go ahead. We'll get to you. All right. Maybe. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yes, sister, go ahead.
I want to tell you that thank you. Just while Mom said what I said today, our president should have gone over there. Why get go to someone in name? So you go read and why were you telling me, oh, I can't tell you sorry? You say you go to the person, maybe you go read telling me sorry, and as Mom said, the other country, they're washing, they're looking. Moment he was support to that man, I will call the coming. They want a last one, another hour and Sierra they will start coming too. Because when you go to Chinema is part of Liberia, it's for Sierra Leone. So I really know what I want to go do there. Well, thank you for the discussion. Yeah?
Thank you, Mama. So Ghana is recruiting 40,000 plus. Hello to this caller quickly. Good evening.
Yeah, people. My brother, I think this year the old man is just misguided, man. Yeah, maybe imagine how when you let you lead on the guys, they're not going to call you. I'm going to make it kill. I'm going to kill him because the shots, we're going to kill him in the leg. I'm going to kill the person. Then you put your mind or integrity as a president of black guy, then you going to kill you too. What kind of thing
Don't come here with that.
Yeah, I got 6 going on my line here. I wanted to
go ahead, Mom. Go ahead quickly. Then I think you'll be our last caller.
Yeah, you can be our last caller.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just wanted to make a contribution. I know I traveled to Guinea border the last time when I was in Liberia, and the person I traveled with had told me that the river there, all the rivers surrounding Liberia, the French was able to squeeze it onto Guinea and all its other territories. So right now we live at the border with the Guineans. Even though we are all saying that the Papa should have worked, from a place of strength to deal with Guinea, he could have taken other options on how to report the case to the UN, as we are all saying. But I personally would not encourage fighting. I hear people saying like,
"Oh no! That's a non-starter."
We do not have the resources. We do not have the capacity. I remember when the Guineans, I had come to the States when they used to say, bring more mortar to bomb Monrovia City. We can't fight Guinea. Even our own people, they are not disciplined. 1990 came. Our boys forgot about fighting the rebel and for fighting the soldiers to fight each other. They targeted people, looted, raped. We became victims. We got scattered all over the world. So this is not the time for us to even something. Let our government see how they can best resolve it diplomatically. And they stand strong to resolve it. So at least it can be resolved once and for all, because this problem, I believe, has been stretching, pulling a little bit. So if the government too, when you all the time you live in the neighborhood, you the drunk man. Who will respect you is like all we do is go to our neighbors and beg. Even Guinea that don't even have anything much, we go to Guinea to beg. We beg for this, we beg for that. If you make yourself so vulnerable, you become a laughing stock, and that is what Liberia has become. So let our government see how they can best resolve it. But I don't personally think that fighting Guinea is not going to resolve it. Another thing is the dredging of the river Mong. All around Monrovia, all around there, all the neighborhoods, when it rains, the water flood everywhere because of this dredging of all the rivers.
Yep.
Our politicians, they have auctioned all the little things around the communities to the inter-Chinese people dredging all the water, even in Marshall. All over is bad. And I stand with Guinea.
Yeah.
We're coming to stop people from dredging, because even if the water of Liberia, you dredging it, when the rain comes, the water level rise and it comes into the neighboring villages. So that's another thing we need to look at. How can we stop the dredging of all these rivers and stop secure our resources, but do it in a way that is going to benefit everybody, and the poor people won't be the ones suffering while a handful of people enjoy everything that they're getting.
More likely. Thanks for contributing to the show. Thank you. Mabon, there you have it.
Yeah, so I think Brother Ali can go ahead, because we have probably about 3 more minutes to go. So Brother Ali, yes, what say you? What's up from the Liberian people?
I think Ali is busy.
Yeah, so I think Ali is already, but to what she just said, I think she's quite correct. No one is calling for anyone.
Nobody is calling for war.
Yeah,
or any military.
I keep saying more. Even, let me tell you, even the Guinea themselves, they don't want to even go to war. All I think they're doing is like just fear tactics. They're just doing these things to just, they just prove that, oh yes, they have manpower, they have the security, they have nothing else, but nobody will go to war. And she says something, she's right. Most of our people, because of frustration, always into most of the habit of looting from people, killing innocent people, get anger attitude. You leave all of the people who put you into higher poverty. They come for example, you can't put a name on it just because the way we sound, the way we talk, the way we say about things. You get angry. You want to get rid of us, as if to say that when you get rid of us, that means like your issue will be solved. And yet what we are today. So you're right. So again, think Liberia, build Liberia, and love Liberia, but Mong, go ahead.
Well, I think for the show today, since Gwen and your uncle read some of the discussion, what we are saying here, we are not calling for military intervention in no way, shape, or form. Liberia does not stand a chance. We don't have the human capacity. We don't have the resources. Our military is not equipped. They don't stand a prayer against Guinea. What we are just saying, with Liberia history, with our recognition, with our current position globally, the president should have done much better. And that's why even chairmanability was kind of talking about in terms of negotiation, because you go into a negotiation, you want something in exchange for something. You cannot go there and showing weak hands. We could have used third party. We want a peaceful resolution to this thing. Matter of fact, we don't even have a history of going with Guineans, especially along the border when it comes to war. But the one thing your uncle strike is the fact that things that you accept in your country, other people don't accept it. I said on the show more than 1,000 times. The illegal money is not something that other countries can. They will encourage. I don't see people doing illegal money in Ghana in their rivers. Matter of fact, Mabon.
Sorry.
So, because you are accepting it in the Burkina Be, Ghanaian, they all your forests and anything. No, other people won't sit there and lie. For your own country, you can treat it like some useless property. But just because it's acceptable in your country, other people won't take that nonsense. And that's exactly what your uncle said. It's the way how you do things in your country. I said, be like, oh, they got other people from the country. They say, no, the reason being because other people don't let foreigners to control the economy. Only in your country, somebody can come from all over the world and just run the economy. No, so people are not selfish. That's just how they were trained. That's just how they were grouped.
And people are also calling out for the dismissal of the local government, I don't know, minister or Francis Jimani, because all of the things today, let me tell you, more and there where I see deception coming from most of our people is telling you doing it. So you don't want to hold the person who caused all of the problem accountable to tell them that no, it's because of you today. That's why Liberia is going this way. It's wrong.
Maybe you can remember the last time when I said this thing will escalate and we were facing a problem with the Volcanoes being the future. You said in Montserrat County and everybody is concentrated on the government job and the power, right? You got Volcano B. They come to the southeastern part of Liberia. They decimate our ecological system over there. They turn the land also, and they destroy the land. They are making family. They are intermarrying. At a certain point in time, when you start to get rid of those people, what do you think will happen? It will become a problem. You're getting problem with Burkina Faso too, because there are people, they will have to protect their people.
You're right.
Anyway, guys, let me stop there.
My uncle said, that's the fact.
Oh, yeah.
The thing you can take to your house.
Yeah, people have said that nonsense.
No. We sit here, we turn our resources over to foreign people.
Yeah.
They enjoying their life. They can Z and C, O and C, J and C. The money here and there. You think you look,
that's why I told you the illegal money. Because if there was other problem, it would have surfaced a long time ago. That illegal money, it was something the Guinean couldn't tolerate. And that's exactly what happened. That's why they went and seized those people equipment fresh. Because when you go to the simple river, people just drenching and just doing all kind of illegal stuff. No, other country won't take that nonsense. For your country, you treat it as if to say you got some spare part that you can fix it in the future. And other people won't take that nonsense. That's what the problem is. But anyway, guys, I think
tomorrow, thank you, and thank you all of our callers, those of you who call in. That's it. But Liberia is all we have. Even though some of us will not have passport, I was talking here. Let me get a passport. But all of your government officials, some of them get 2, 3 passports. In fact, they have passport for all their children. But some of us will not have passport. They will love Liberia more than other people. Other people, they have 2, 3 countries that they can travel in, that they can live in for the next 10 to 15, 20 years. But for us, we don't have all of these things. But good night. We see you again on tomorrow by the grace of God. We will be here with all of you, our people. We love you all. Love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia. Good night. I'm Johnson Mabel Cooler.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Following our people who waiting to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the promise of them. The welcome and life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clever is who I make on you. I can't Sktv-Lib. Sema cheni tina ke asema jamu enji sano muni emu aye yo enyi lofa emu aye yo
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lofa and grandmother.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Salia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Dakar ya tumale, Sktv, ena Dakar tosi wako maya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold rather lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and our efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best to work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.